Okay, with the creative team of Jumping at Shadows, Armageddon, we have Locky, who is the director, co-writer. We have Loki, who is the writer, and then we have Tom Simpson, who is the
Actually, the
lead.
reverse.
Sorry, what's that?
The reverse. I'm the
Loki.
director
Sorry,
and
I apologize. You
Loki.
guys have similar names. I can't be the
That's all
first
good.
one to mix that up. I apologize.
Definitely not.
Nah, you're all
Yeah,
good. You're all good.
Loki's co-writer and narrator. I'm director and writer.
Gotcha. So it's 11 p.m. in Toronto right now. What time is it for you guys in Australia?
Well, for me, it's 2 p.m. and for them, it's 3 p.m. because we're in different parts.
Time zone. Okay. So it's tomorrow for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think
Tomorrow
about
looks
it
good
like
for you,
that.
man. Tomorrow's going to be a great day.
Yeah. It's the old Australian joke, right? But how is it in the southern hemisphere, right? The toilet bowl goes the other way direction when you flush. That's what it.
Yeah, man, it's wild. It's wild
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah. So you guys born and raised in Australia?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Oh,
jumping
actually,
into
Lucky spent a lot of time in Japan. Actually,
Yeah. I moved to Japan when I was like 8 years old and spent uh, almost 7 years there before coming back to Australia.
yeah, that's pretty
So
cool.
yeah,
I'm assuming one of
yeah,
your parents had a job or something.
yeah. Like, my parents were both missionary Christian pastors actually, and they went up there to start a church, and I went with them because obviously I was 8 years old,
Yeah.
and what else am I going to do? And then when I was 14 years old, they came back, and then we lived in Melbourne for 7 years, 7.5 years, and then last month I moved up to Queensland, which is further north in
Yeah.
Australia. The time zone is slightly different.
So is the church still there in Japan where they built?
Not anymore, but they're still pastoring a church. Well, they were pastoring a church in Victoria, where these guys are from. And right now, we're just looking for a new church to go to up in Queensland. And we've only just moved here, so we haven't quite found one yet. But
Yeah.
like still going strong.
But you're still going strong with your film. You guys are all young. You guys are all under 25, doing well. Is this the first? There's a second Jumping at Shadows film, right?
Okay. It's a bit of a long story, but
Okay.
so basically, we have four short films in live
This is the
action.
one. This is the full thing.
Well, no, before this, there were four short films in live action.
Okay.
This one is the first well, just about feature length because it's like 50 minutes or a
51
little
minute. Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
That's in animation, and that's the major difference.
Oh, so you guys made this in it, and so you made the live action first.
Well, they're different stories in the same universe, and then
Yeah.
this one, it's kind of like Star Wars: The Clone Wars with like the actual episodic Star Wars films, where it's like the episodic ones are live action, and then the Clone Wars is animation, but it's still part of the same universe, kind of thing. I
Gotcha.
think that's the easiest way to explain
Yeah.
it.
You're well, you guys were relatively young when that came out. Was Clone Wars is like 2008 or yeah. So you guys were just kids when
Yeah, yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, it was 2008.
yeah.
But I personally remember when it first came out on like Cartoon Network, and it was like the coolest thing. I mean, like I have other inspirations for making this series, but like in hindsight, that one is a big inspiration, whether I intended it directly or not. Like it
Yeah.
actually does like match the style that I've used to make Jumping at Shadows, which wasn't really like consciously intentional on my part. Like it just happened to turn out that way.
Gotcha. So you and Loki kind of worked on all the scripts together, like the live action and the animation.
Yeah,
so it
Go ahead,
yeah.
Loki.
I'll let
Yeah.
Loki.
Locky was the creator of the whole jazz universe. And he worked on the original films with his brother. Actually, I'm just a mate of his, so I sort of hopped in a bit later to do the animation,
Okay.
um, to help with the animated movies. But the original Jazz Saga was all Locky and his brother.
But
Except for
your
one.
brother worked on the illustrations as well, Justin.
No. He was he's an actor. He's a voice. Well, he did voice act. He's in the movie,
Yeah.
but he's a voice actor.
It says
Loki.
illustrators on Film Freeway that Justin was an illustrator. I guess that's not correct.
No. Well, we have multiple illustrators. One of them is the one that did the colored images for the film because there are a few colored images,
Yeah.
and that just happens to be Loki's dad.
Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah,
it's your dad,
Justin's
not your
my
brother.
dad.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the
So-
other one who did the black and white, that's someone completely different.
All right. So then you got hand drawn animation, and then you got some. What's the other animation? The color though, that thing that's in color. That's
Yeah, so it's still hand drawn,
yeah,
also digitally edited, but yeah, all done by my dad.
all done by your
So
dad.
yeah.
So what?
And just to give credit to the black and white images, they're done by a guy named Mansour Ali Panor, I think. And Loki got in touch with him through Fiverr, actually. And
So he's a
that's
freelance
how,
artist that we commissioned.
Gotcha.
He got on board with the whole script, and yeah, he was really enthusiastic about the project, and he's helped us a lot. So big shout out to Mansour.
Did you do the illustrations before you did the voiceover, or vice versa?
Honestly, at the same time.
vice
So we were, yeah, a bit of both, really.
Yeah.
But we were sort of working collaboratively together alongside each other to create the whole final product. But we initially had the script. With the script, we were able to make some images, and then based on the images, we also changed a little bit of the script as well. So it sort of worked two ways.
What happens to one of you will affect the other.
Yes, exactly.
And Tom, was Tom in the other films as well, or just in this film? Tom, were you
Just in the latest one. Yeah,
the
no,
animated?
because I watched the original Jazz Saga with Locky. He had like a whole screening and everything, and I kind of got inspired, and I started like really talking to him through that, and it was like, yeah, it was really fun.
Are you an actor by trade?
No, we all kind of
Oh,
met
yes,
through
he is.
school
Yes, he
play.
Yes, he is. He's being
Oh,
modest.
stop.
So
No, no,
he's a very, very good actor. He
Regular
was a
guy.
very, very big part of all our school productions. So we actually all went to school together. So high school, we all worked in the drama or we were doing some drama related stuff. We worked on the school productions together, and Tom had some very main parts all throughout. I think most of them that I
Well, we
was
all did, yeah.
seeing at least.
Well, I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, Tom. I'll rephrase it. Is it acting what you want to do with your life?
Yeah, it's one part of my life, I think. I think it's that and music for me. So yeah, it's fun. And I like just being around my friends really. So this is all awesome bonus, you know.
What instruments do you play?
I play drums and guitar. I'm in a few bands. We're planning to release a single at the end of the year, but I'm not going to make it about me. It's about the other two. So
So you just
Come
got
on,
in
Tom.
there and kind of they gave you the script, they gave you the dialogue, and you kind of just you went with it, I guess, right?
yeah, it's an interesting story that. So when I went in and recorded with them, we were kind of originally planning to use the school's equipment. They had like this huge podcast room, and we go in and the teachers are all like, because it's like I think it was like pre-mock-up day, so all the teachers were like on edge, and they were just like, "No, you can't use this facility," and it's like, seriously, like really, we can't
We
use
had
this, so we had
pre-planned for
to.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had
we
to.
pre-booked everything as well. And
So
then at
wait,
the
I
last
actually, do you guys in America have muck up day? Do you know what that
What's
is?
markup day?
So we call it muck up. So literally MUCK, muck up, as in like screw up day. So we literally intentionally, we don't vandalize a school, but we do a bunch of like harmless pranks is the idea. Harmless pranks, you might stick a bunch of balloons to the walls, or you might bring a bunch of beanbag balls into the school. Maybe you get water guns and you'll intentionally like wreak havoc as the last day of school, just as a bit of
Who cleans
fun.
it up?
Sorry?
Who cleans it up?
The kids often, most of the time, 90% of the time, it's the kids. Although unfortunately, there is a little bit left over sometimes for the cleaners to do.
Yeah.
The teachers try to. It's sort of a collaborative effort to clean it all up afterwards. I'll say, ideally.
Yeah, we're workers. We don't have that much fun in North
Fair
America.
enough.
We
Fair enough.
we just hit the books and try and think of capitalism along the way.
Yeah, fair
I'm
enough.
kidding,
Fair
Well,
but
enough.
we never have a fuck up day, right? So
we were all graduated by the time this happened. Well, except for Tom,
yeah,
but like we had pre-booked the equipment that we were going to use, and we clarified it with the people letting us use that equipment, but other people who were in charge of, you know, making sure the muck-up day didn't go too like crazy. They thought that we weren't allowed to be there, and then that's why we got kicked out.
It was a bit of a
So it
chain
was
of
like a
command
conflict
issue.
of interest, I guess.
gotcha.
Yeah,
And then yeah,
it worked out though. Like
and then after that
nothing against them.
All right, so let's get to this.
after that we went over to Loki
Let's get to the script.
and we recorded the whole
So I'm
thing.
going to give a little bit of a teaser for people. So it's a world. It's a secret world secretly at war with an ancient alien race, right? That's sort of
Yeah.
the teaser, right? And then a teenage girl discovers a crash landed an alien and uncovers shocking truth about their estranged father. So there's like a human story. There's a family story, but really it's a sci-fi and it's about alien race, like a kind of a secret ancient alien race, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like it's actually a very interesting story about the um the actress who plays, well, she's not really an actress, but the girl who
Character in the film.
voices,
Yeah,
pardon?
the character in the film.
Yeah, the character in the film, Charlotte,
Yeah.
the protagonist. She was with us when we got kicked out while we were trying to record, and then we came to Loki's place afterwards because he had a microphone, and we just made it all up on the spot how we were going to record the entire movie. And she had been picked up from school just on the one day she was available. And then she came to the school we used to go to, and then when we got kicked out of there, we had to go all the way to Loki's place, record it, and then later during the evening she got picked up again. So it's like a major, like, you know, like going one place, going to the next, and like nobody really knew what was going on.
All
And
in one day, though, we got it done. We got it done, and that's what matters, I think.
Yeah, we got it done. We got it done.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
like as a result, we got a lot of good bloopers out of it, and we recorded the bloopers and then released them onto Loki's channel just so he could see how chaotic that recording session actually was. Because it was nuts. Yeah. It was really fun.
But the film itself, the story itself, like that's where did you guys come up with that idea for the story?
Yeah. Back on track. The story itself was something I had written multiple times over for a period of about 3 years. And originally, like, I had many different scripts where there would be the only constants that were in all of the versions of the story were there's an alien invasion, like Jeff the alien comes to warn us and we got to stop it. But only like at a certain point in the development did I actually come up with the idea for Charlotte as a character. Yeah. Because I had a few drafts that were in the same universe as this movie, but were focused on, a character similar to Charlotte, but nowhere near like the same qualities as a developed character. Like she was like a villain. Actually, she was a villain character in another version of this script that was just like completely unrelated to the idea of like stopping an alien invasion. But both versions of the stories I had written didn't really work for me. Like I was like, there's something not like there's something missing. And it was only when I remember very clearly, I was walking outside in my front yard and I was just like thinking about this, like just ideas, just brainstorming, like just completely like, you know, blind inspiration. And it clicked in my head, and I was basically I just realized in that moment, hang on, what if I make this character, it's like instead of her being a villain in another version of the story, what if I made her the protagonist and made her the character that has the most growing to do in the story, because the other characters are pretty well established. But Charlotte's character, it came about with me just brainstorming, thinking, it's like, what if I basically made her like a Luke Skywalker kind of character, where instead of being like a evil minion of the main villain who was Nixon, like that's her father in this version. That's like, well, she's always been his daughter in all the versions of the story, but in the older version of her character, she was like on his side. And I basically just like it clicked in my head, what if she's rebelling against him instead of working for him? And then that gives her character more agency and the ability to really like, you know, like have the audience root for them against opposition. And then that's how I developed, like I combined the two stories. I was like, alien invasion with the daughter of the villain who's trying to make something of herself outside of his shadow.
So she is like the Darth Vader to Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. It's like Darth Vader to Luke Skywalker, and also a little bit of like, this is a very random, like out of the blue inspiration. Also a little bit of Wizard of Oz with Dorothy, because she's like pining for a more, like, I know it's like pretty typical character traits.
Like
I want to escape and
the hero's
I want to
journey.
go on an adventure and everything. But yeah, it was basically a sci-fi version of Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz mixed in with Luke Skywalker and his dynamic with Darth Vader.
Gotcha.
That's what the essence of her character basically is. And then in the story, she like goes off, has an adventure, and then grows as a character. And then by the end, she actually is like a foundational part of the team. That
that's her journey. Yeah, that's her arc.
That's that's her arc. And
so
then all the characters have.
But do you guys do you believe in aliens? Do you believe in aliens? Like, is there secret aliens? Like, what do you guys like? Tom, what do you think? Is there aliens?
Ooh. Do I believe there's aliens? I believe there's life out there. I mean, they've taken like photographs of stuff on certain planets. I don't know. I saw something recently. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, they took photos and they said there's proof that there could be life. But yeah, I think there is somewhere. Yeah, no. I'm not sure really.
What about you, Loki?
I think there's probably life out there. Whether that life is hyper intelligent, humanoid aliens like we see in Hollywood, that's up for debate. But I do think there's life, or at least there was life at some point out there in the cosmos.
So you think we're the highest intelligence?
You see, I don't like that view, because I think there are intelligences that we don't even comprehend.
I believe that even with the animals on our planet. Yeah. There's probably animals who are smarter than us. We just have disposable thumbs, and we're able to evolve, right?
Exactly. Yep. That's what I think.
You want to know a dirty secret about mine that I think of aliens? I don't care. I don't care if they're real or not. I genuinely just think they're cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the appeal, right? That's the Hollywood appeal.
I don't care if they're real. I just love the idea of them, like Area 51 and like, you know, Independence Day, like giant ships flying over the sky, and like, you know, making like the central theme of this film is basically like I end it with a biblical quote or a Bible verse that basically summarizes the fact that it's like, when one member suffers, all suffer together, and when one member is honored, all rejoice together. Which basically, like, the point of that is to show that doesn't matter. Like it might sound a bit like cheesy, but it doesn't matter if you're an alien, if you're just a random girl at school, or if you're just two blokes or two brothers living like together at home, just trying to get through their everyday life.
Yeah.
You can find common ground. You can make something of yourself with the help of the people around you, and they also find who their maximum, well, they find out who they are truly capable of being in the presence of people who are able to, you know, bring their best strengths to the group dynamic. Therefore, everyone is essential to that group functioning. It's like every single person adds something that only they can add. And therefore, when they work together, they become a unit that basically can't be achieved by any one person on their own. And that's why I chose to have that Bible verse at the end of the movie. So it's like, yeah, everyone wins.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you've also told that you come from that world too, right? Your parents they set up
Yeah,
churches.
my parents are both pastors, but it's interesting because like a lot of people ask me that, where it's like, do I think that has an effect on my personality of how I've developed as an artist, or like does that like intrinsically embed like a bias into all my artworks or all my films just by default of me being raised by Christian pastors? And I think the answer to that question is yes and no, because I've really like this is actually quite personal to me. I've really had to figure out why I believe what I believe as I've grown up, not just accept what people tell me. I need to have I need to believe that what I believe is worth believing in. I can't just hear it and accept it. I have to really have conviction in what I'm saying. Otherwise, it means nothing to me. And me and Loki have actually talked about this a lot in the creation of this film,
Yeah.
where it's like we've challenged each other and been able to like debate each other's belief systems. And I actually really appreciate that, because it's like if my system of beliefs doesn't hold up under scrutiny, then it doesn't deserve to, because it's not strong enough to be relied on if it can't hold up under a little bit of like, you know, like diamonds are formed under pressure. And if you can't handle the pressure, then it's really not worth as much as you think it is. And the only way it can be trusted is if it can hold up under the most scrutiny you can possibly put it through. Then you know it's something that might not be completely full of bullshit. Like, sorry, pardon my French, but like, yeah, like that's basically.
I'm sneezing on the truth. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But that's all relating to the film, of course. Like in terms of like me as a creative with something to say, that's how it impacts the story. It's like I would only include that if I felt like I had stress tested it first. I wouldn't just try and like preach propaganda to my audience. You know, like I genuinely believe what I'm saying, and I genuinely have conviction in what I believe. So I'm not forcing anyone else to get on board with that. I just think like we can share a good sci-fi movie experience together. And if you want a deeper meaning, it's there. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Well, like most sci-fi films have strong themes to it, right? There is a supernatural element to things, and you have aliens, right? So what is the thematic, or what's the analogy of aliens? What do aliens represent in your film?
That's a very interesting question, because I think they represent a lot of different things. It's like they represent like the cool Hollywood sci-fi spectacle, but they also represent like people, well, just other cultures actually, like people who have differences in their like lifestyle and come from somewhere completely separate to you, but they still have consciousness and they still have like dignity as individuals. So it's like you can relate to them on the fact that they're just they're someone who's just trying to figure out the universe just like you are. Honest, like when you really get down to it, like that's what aliens, or at least in this story, represent. Like they may be advanced like technologically, but deep down they're just as confused on what's going on as the rest of us.
Well,
It's really, yeah.
the
At least
human,
at least Jeff is,
but the
even though he's a
human
very
gene,
intelligent guy.
but like the human gene is that we're explorers, right? So
Yeah.
we venture out, like we venture out to the world and we see what's out there, and that's where how things were, I guess, not discovered or stolen, and however you want to put it. Like Australia was,
Yeah, the convicts and
yeah,
Captain Cook and all
but
that.
I'm saying that the reason why you landed there is because there was discovery, right? The people are naturally interested in seeing what's not just like a different like land, but it's like let's go see what the unknown, right? So
Yeah.
they're
Yes, the
obviously
unknown. Yeah,
the next step in the 1960s was like, okay, let's go
the
somewhere else. Let's
space.
go beyond the planet, right? That's sort of a part of our DNA as humans, right? So you assume that other alien or supernatural powers out there have the same instinct to
Yeah, yeah,
explore,
Yeah,
exactly.
they
right?
Yeah,
represent
pretty much. Yeah,
us.
you summarized it perfectly. Yeah,
Yeah. But
yeah,
that's the thing. There
that's
is a
exactly how I've
human,
written.
but there is
Oh,
a human
sorry.
narcissism to it, right? Where like we just assume that because we're explorers, that other people would be explorers too, right? So
Well, again, like
yeah,
that's the only thing we have to base a sense of
sure, of
self-aware
course,
intelligence on.
yeah,
Is like the only example we have is human intelligence. Like
yeah,
that's the only point. Of
yeah. Did he get lost there, Locky? Can you guys
two.
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I
Yeah,
think
we can hear
maybe
you.
Yeah.
Lucky's internet might be a bit
Lucky got
buggy.
done. Well,
Oh
Oh,
no,
that's
the
alien
aliens got
shit.
him.
yeah, let's wrap this up, man. That was intense. No, it was good.
Uh,
So what are you guys doing next? You guys making more films?
got a few more underway. Yeah.
To
So,
convey that, if that makes sense.
oh, he's back.
Yeah,
He's
I
still
think he's
going.
back. So
Hello.
is there going
Oh,
to
sorry.
be
I think I dropped that.
is there going to be more jumping at shadows? Or are you guys making new projects?
So
Oh
yeah, there are
yes.
more Jumping at Shadows movies coming out. We've got it's a three-part series with the animated ones. So we've got two more left, and they're all going to be wrapped up in a nice bow. There'll be one continuous story and also three individual stories as well.
Yeah.
And they keep exploring the themes that we've been talking about here. And again, I think we're really trying to emphasize that the humans are just like the aliens, and the aliens are just like the humans.
Just like the
They
humans, yeah.
represent us.
You and I
So
are not so different.
Yeah.
exactly.
It's true. Well, some people in North America think that Australians are aliens, right? Because you guys like what's really happening in that island, right? That we don't see. Like what's really going on there, right? So
What's really going on in the US?
yeah, lots
Actually, no,
is
never
going
mind.
on. Remember, I'm Canadian. You guys, I'm Canadian, not US, but yeah.
It'd be like asking a New Zealander what's going on in Australia, asking a Canadian what's going on in the US.
It's a good relation. I guess the New Zealand's the little brother to Australia in many ways, right?
Hmm.
Sure. Although they probably wouldn't want to be seen that way, but
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
they
think
don't like
Canadians
us
want to
I
saying
see
be.
them that way.
I don't think Canadians want to be seen that way, but I think
Yeah.
Americans think of Canadians like that. That's basically what
Yeah,
I'm.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Uh,
Well, congratulations on the film. You guys seems like you're doing your YouTube channels and you're progressing through. And I wish you guys the best of luck.
yeah.
Thank you,
Awesome.
appreciate it.
So, Lucky, I think this is your second time with us. So let's do it a third
Yeah,
time when you make your next film.
actually, before we go, I just want to hear like Tom, for somebody who's never experienced being on this podcast and talking about movies, what was your experience working on this film with us? Just really quick before we go, because I feel like I haven't given you much of a chance to talk yet.
Experience. No, it's cool, dude. Like I said before, it's about you guys. It's not really about me. My experience, I think the main takeaway was just the theme of like family. Um, Especially with what was it? Lockie was showing me something the other day from the next movie, and it really sort of hammered home that kind of message of um just hold those people around you, like they're special, you know. And I think we've talked a lot about aliens and stuff, but I think the key thing for me from this sort of thing was this sort of sense of family in this sort of movie. And yeah, just the bond that especially Lockie and Jet, although they don't sort of emphasize Jet's Lockie's brother. But yeah, they sort of don't talk about it a lot. It's kind of they have a strong connection, although they're like very different people. Yeah, but if you met Jet, you'd kind of think he was a different person entirely. But yeah, it's like just the sense of family and just a great experience all round, honestly. Yeah, that's my takeaway.
Awesome. So yeah, that's what I feel with you guys. It's like it seems like you like spending time with each other and like hanging out and doing things. So yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Awesome.
All right, guys, let's do it again. And then congratulations. And I'll talk to you guys soon when you make your next film.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Sounds great.
Thank you
Thank you for the
very much.
opportunity.